What's going on, Adventure Breaks family? It's about Charlie G. VB West, bringing you some vintage breaking action for the night. And, of course, our usual variety of topics and interesting conversations. Hey, what's up, Mr. Eric? How you doing? How many feet of snow do you have in the UP? And Oreo. Oreo's over here being a little brat. Yeah, you. We're talking about you, baby. Doing well. 4.5 feet so far. Jeez. Just 1 week. Yeah, I think about getting myself a winter house someplace else. That is what I would be thinking of. Yeah, man, that game, like, that game was like immediately addicting for me. You know, like I get into things, you know, like I've got a whole ton of games that I've bought and I'll play for like an hour and like, yeah, this isn't for me. But this one definitely got a hold of me. Yeah, I had some awesome experiences today. I played what? Oh man, I forget what the name of the gun was, but I was just chilling, playing, and hey, baby boy, and this one guy was looking for some stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, no, you need to go over here to get it. He's like, okay, cool. Well, do you have this this blueprint? It's like, no, I don't have that one. And it's like, okay, well, here you go. I already have it, and it was for like a purple level rifle. It's like, sweet. Yeah, the aesthetic is really nice. I mean, it's just the graphics are amazing. Yeah. Yeah, so there's some. I mean, I haven't done anything that nice to somebody, but like I know I've had several times when I've been in a building and the guy's like, you know, friendly, and then I ask, you know, what are you looking for? And they're like, okay, I'm looking for whatever, the broken scanners or something. And if I happen to have one, I'm like, yeah, here you go, brother, because I don't need them. Yeah, I'm going on a little cruise this weekend. My delayed birthday vacation. So me and my buddy are going this little just three day cruise out of LA. And I'm happy to go on the vacation because I like nothing more than sitting on a cruise ship, watching the world go by and eating delicious food and being pampered. But I also, it also sucks that I'm not going to be able to play Arc Raiders for a couple days. So, out here in Westland, there goes Oreo, we did get a nice, hey, what's up, Mr. Kevin? How are you this evening? So tonight we've got, let's see here, so I got a nice little restock here. I've got some 25 holiday mega boxes, baseball and basketball. I also have some of the 25 basketball mega boxes plain. And then I also have a couple of the update 2025 Topps hobby boxes. And then I've got 94 SP, 93 Bowman, 90 Leaf, 89 Upper Deck, 83 and 82 Donruss, 82 Fleer. The ever coveted 77 cloth packs. I've got 4 of those. 83 and 84 football. And then I've got a fresh 81 rack pack. You can buy the pack. So we'll cut this open as soon as somebody buys a pack. And then we've got a couple bonuses happening here. We've got the obviously the 10 at 104 briefcase. We've got a 10 at 150. Some pretty neat cards here. Oops, I got the layering wrong here, but anyhow. 10 at 150, top 3 win prizes. Jim Rice out of the Gilded Collection, which is one of my favorite short-lived Topps products. I don't think they make that one anymore, but Jim Rice on-card auto. The Leo Durocher. fabric swatch, and then a Mariana Rivera card in there as well. Then we also have a 10 at 250 for a mystery case. Mystery cases will include all sorts of things, but it will be highlighted by this 1966 Topps Lance Allworth PSA 7. Beautiful, beautiful wood grain cards in 62. Kind of a repeat of the 1955 Topps baseball look, but mixed with the 1962 Topps baseball look of the wood grain. Very cool card there. Oh, excuse me. Bless me. Whatever. So the 10 at 150 actually has 7 left, sorry, and the 10 at 250 has 6 left. And then we also have a big boy one here, a 10 at 500 that has 9 left. Everybody will win a card, starting off with the Matty Alou 1964. I gotta cheat, look at my wall cards. Yeah, 1964, and that's actually a Venezuelan card out of that fresh collection we just bought. So, very cool, very hard card to find. Really nicely centered for Venezuelan. Thank you, Mr. Chris Brown. Hey, what's up, Mr. Chris Brown? How are you doing tonight? And we've got 62 of somebody. I'm not, with only half a face, I'm having a hard time. It looks like it's a Met, maybe? I'm not sure. Then we've got Richie Ashburn. We've got the RBI leaders of 68. I'm not sure who the Fleer card is here. Not sure who that 62 card is. Some other cards here. That might be Pete Rose right there. Thurman Munson, it looks like that's the last card there. But anyhow, everyone wins a card, 10 of 500 with 9 spots to go. So that's what we got here stock-wise. But I do also have 2 of these Topps basketball blaster boxes here. This is my room sitting on the screen. So we got those as well. I also am offering a $200 purchase will get you a 1960 Topps baseball set break spot added onto your purchase. And yeah, that's what we got going on. I'm doing pretty good, Chris. Just kind of chilling out. Work's just been very busy. It's good, but it's just been very busy. So I'm looking forward to my vacation this weekend. And my hair is like all over the place, man. We're like exploding out here, and here, and then my thinness is really showing. I need to get some better lighting. I need a lighting consultant to show off less of my my thinning hairline. Yeah, because I don't know if you heard earlier, but yeah, Eric Jarvie and me and Sam are all kind of hooked on the new game Arc Raiders. Definitely been really enjoying that. It's been letting me relax at the end of the night from work. Ugh, 3 foot where you're at. Well, you're still behind Eric. Eric's gotten 4.5 feet in the last week. Crazy, you guys. Crazy. We've gotten exactly 0 inches of snow, although this last November was the rainiest November on record, which kind of screwed up a lot of my construction projects, but we're recovering from that. Also, guys, if you see anything that I have on my desk that's not on the website, please let me know. I did a quick run through before the show. Obviously, I'm on here a little early, so I didn't have as much time as I normally thought I would. So 4 out of the next 7 days. That sounds awful. That sounds absolutely terrible, man. We need to get a communal, like, Vintage Breaks house out here in Arizona or someplace else where it doesn't snow so you guys can, like, shelter someplace. Hey, Mr. Oreo's down here having himself a little doggy snack. Hi, Oreo. The chances of me having a white Christmas are exactly 0. Although I'll probably spend Christmas up at my dad's house up or further north in Arizona, and there has been white Christmases there, but definitely nowhere near as white as yours and Eric's will be. So what are we breaking tonight, guys? What are we going to break? Get some stuff going. There's lots of people here all of a sudden. The count says there's only 3 of you out there. Did Eric abandon us to go play Arc Raiders? Let's see here. You're computered out today. I understand that. Talk to AI. Why were you talking to an AI today? The meetings thing, I feel your pain. Like, yeah, was it what's today? Today's Wednesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday because I'm on here. Yeah, like yesterday and Monday was like back to back to back meetings for me. And like, all right, I understand the need for meetings and when there's a need for a meeting, but man, some of this stuff could just be like a freaking email. It's like, guys, we don't need to go full court press with 20 people in the room to ask a relatively simple question. Just give me the information and I'll get back to you. Because we have this big meeting and it's like, well, we need an answer. I'm like, I don't know. I got to research this. I got to look into it. You get to teach how you're teaching AI to people. Like, what is there to teach about AI to people? 31 years we've been here. We've had 2 or 3 which could have been called brown Christmases due to the exposed mud. Yeah, my dad and mom used to talk about that as like, they'd rather have like snow than like it warming up. Like, once it snows, they want it to be like snowy the whole, for the rest of the season. Cause they grew up in Chicago, and they didn't like it when it got warm and everything thawed out, and then it snowed again. It just went back and forth between like nice snowy and then muddy, nasty, and then snowy. But again, I grew up in Georgia. Now I'm in Arizona. Never have to deal with it. Don't want to deal with it. Prompting and how to use it with educational workspaces. Okay, I don't know what those 2 things are, but I'm sure they're important to that industry. AI is going to destroy us all. Hey, what's up, Mr. Spellman? AI's got, it is amazing in our lifetime. I think most of us are, again, reasonably close in age, within, probably 5-10 years of each other. It just amazes me how, same goes with like self-driving cars. Like in the last 5 to 10 years, like how quickly this shit's actually become like super real. It is just mind-blowing. Plus, I get pro versions of Gemini and ChatGPT. Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, I know. Even like for work, like in our office, we're using it for like, quick searches for information, and we go double check it. But it's a huge time saver to be able to ask it a complicated architectural question, a code related question, or detailing or whatever, and it gets us. Sometimes it gets us all the way there for the answer, and all we have to do is spend time vetting the answer. Things that used to take days and weeks to research, it'll give us at least the important bits that we need to know and verify. But eBay's AI is dog shit. Yeah, I would agree. Most AI that like websites use to like supposedly make the experience better is terrible. Because they don't want to pay the money for the real AI. Then we got AI they're buying, or the bandwidth they're buying from is a guy with a hamster running the computer. Yeah, no, it's very true. I mean, it's gotten very good. Even from like I've got obviously the broad spectrum of architecture, but I mean we have AI that can do complete site planning now. Like you could tell it here, well, not necessarily where I'm at with the healthcare, but where I came from doing multifamily residential, you can feed it floor plans for like these are the apartment units we want to use. Here's 6 different ones. Here's the mix we want to use. Here's the parcel of land we're going to put it on. All right, figure out how many we can get given all these constraints from like a code and like zoning standpoint, and it'll give you it'll spit out options for you like there's no tomorrow. And it's it's crazy. It is very crazy. You get to speak at conferences, which I will love. I love to blab. Nice. So you haven't been around very long, Eric, but I have an issue. I've some mental health things going on where I don't like to be in public with lots of people, and especially don't like to do public speaking. With people around. I just I'm a homebody, but when I do like this type of stuff, like if I do office-wide presentations and stuff, for the most part, because we've got multiple office locations and we work mostly from remote anyhow, even here in the Phoenix area, this I don't mind. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy spending time with you guys when I meet up with you guys at nationals and other sports car events. That's also why you find me at the nationals behind the Vintage Breaks booth a lot, because it's too crowded there, and I like this little protection buffer between me and the vast crowds standing behind the booth. Yeah, we are an all-inclusive environment here, trying to make it comfortable for everybody. Speaking of which, Nationals is only 238 days away. We're only, 27 days away from it being the correct year for Nationals. Book your hotels now. Just get the hotel close. Yeah, what is my subject of interest? Architecture, code, construction. I could blab forever. I mean, we're gonna meet up again. We're gonna actually get some Gibsons next time. Just a couple weeks ago, I went to a public forum hosted by our city council regarding changes made to the bus system. I spoke to an assistant for a bit of our 45 minutes. So good. With public speak. Yeah, Chris, you strike me as a person that's comfortable with talking, because you're usually talking a lot in here, which is good. I'm not saying that's a negative thing. But I can tell. Alright. Oh my goodness, did I close? No, I didn't. Okay. Alright, guys, what are we going to get? I can't show if I did receive in the mail something I bought off eBay last week. Another addition to the collection. I picked up this beautiful 53 Bowman Color Monty Irvin in an 8. It's an old grade, but it's still really nice looking 8. Get this photographed and put up on my displays here eventually, but it just came in today. Love the 53 Bowman colors. I sing in public with no fear. I sing in my car with no fear. Man, I'll be bopping out to Taylor Swift's Ophelia track in my my big old construction truck. Windows all rolled down. This old fat bald guy's just rocking out to Taylor Swift. I love it. In other news, some other big news. Well, first I'll ask, did anybody have any luck in the Love of the Game auction that ended this last weekend? Did anyone get anything in the Love of the Game auction this weekend? Nobody? Nobody? So I am very happy to announce that after 5+ years of searching, I've captured my white whale. The 1914 Fatima Wildfire Schultz card is finally going to live up on the shelf as soon as I get it from Love of the Game auction. It'll complete the run that I started 5+ years ago, 7 years ago, I think. Actually, yeah, 7 years I've been looking for this. 7 years will complete the Chicago Cubs Fatima run. This is only the second example I've seen come to market in those 7 years. There are only 12 graded examples between SGC and PSA, which is half as many of the ever-coveted T206 Honus Wagner between PSA and SGC. So this is twice as rare as the T206 Honus Wagner. Luckily, it is nowhere near the price as a Honus Wagner, but still, even for this extraordinarily well-loved one, with the juice, it was $1,140. But I am super happy to have it. One of only 12 examples again. It exists and it will be mine to complete my Fatima set. Cub set, not the whole set. I was definitely sweating. So now I'm gonna get on my rant about the Love of the Game auction. And auctions in general sometimes. So the way it's partially my fault because I read the rules wrong. But I think the way I thought the rules were is the way auctions should be run. So the Love of the Game auction, the way it ended was, I don't remember I think it was 1 p.m. So they stopped accepting bids on items at 1 p.m. After 1 p.m., you could only bid on items that you'd bid on previously. But if there was no bids received between midnight and 1 a.m., so the 1 hour window before the end of the auction, there are no bids received on an item, that item would end at 1 a.m., which I'm fine with. If there's no bids, that gets most of the stuff closed at closing time. But if there was a bid within that hour window, bidding would continue on those items, but only people who had previously bid on those items could continue to bid. And then the next phase was 15-minute increments. The way I thought it was going to be was for the next 2 hours, if there wasn't a bid on that item within... Okay, I'm getting accused of myself, but anyhow, is that... What's the rules? Oh, for the next 2 hours, I don't know why they did it in 15-minute increments, but if there wasn't a bid on anything in the auction within those 15 minutes, then all items would close. But if there was a bid on anything in the auction, the entire auction would continue for 2 hours. And then what I thought was going to happen was it would go lot by lot closing, so if there was no bid on a specific lot within that 15 minutes, then the auction would close. But I was incorrect. It was continuing at 15-minute increment, like, indefinitely, which was really annoying. I would prefer if they just did... the auction closes at midnight, and then, but to new bidders, and then at midnight, everything goes to a 15-minute closing, individual lot closing, just for bidders that have bid on the thing. I went to bed, so I have no idea. Because at that point, I think it was 1 o'clock my time, and I was like, I got work. Well, actually, I didn't have work because it was Saturday night, but still, I usually go to bed at 9 p.m. and it was 1 a.m. But I went to bed. It's like, I've had enough of this. I was playing Arc Raiders, obviously, so I was having fun, but I was like tired. I was done. So I went to bed as the high bidder and won. But I also went to bed the high bidder that 1140 price mark, but my high bid was almost double, a little more than double that. Well, I'm in Arizona time. We have our own special time zone because we don't do daylight savings. It's always the same time year round here. But anyhow, I got it. I'm super happy that I got it. I can't wait to have it in my hot little hands next week, probably when it shows up. Because the previous example that I bid on was a 1. And I lost, because I was bidding on it live here on Vintage Breaks, because the auction that I was bidding in happened to close the Wednesday night when I was bidding on it. And I want to say, again, they obviously don't come very often, but it was, I don't think it was eBay. It was some other auction platform. It was an auction platform with like a hard end. It wasn't like extended bidding and whatever. And we were sitting live, and I was like, "Hey guys, it was getting towards the end, and we were much busier back then, so there wasn't as much of this. We were still talking a lot, but I was like actually having to do stuff, so I wasn't able to pay as much attention to the auction as I wanted to. I was like, all right, guys, I'm gonna put in a ridiculous bid because I want it, and so I put in this ridiculous bid, and I lost. And I think the ridiculous bid was like $2,300, $2,400. So it was a lot, but I still lost it. So Chris Pratt, so what's the next set that I want to finish? That's going to be a hard one to finish. I've been thinking about that. So I like to have two things that I'm trying to complete at the same time. One that's like easy peasy because they're just always available out there, and then the Fatima version. So what I've been starting to ramp up for the easy version is the Hank Aaron run, which is just it's good. It's expensive because it's Hank Aaron. What are you chewing on there, buddy? What is this? Oh, that's your thing. Yeah, that was fine. It's so weird. It's easy from the standpoint that Hank Aaron, everybody created Hank Aaron, lots of cards out there. It's just going to be expensive. I still haven't quite decided what price point I want to be at, whether if I want to do a run at... I don't think I'll do a run at 8s like I did for Ernie Banks just because of the price. I might end up doing like a 7 to 6 run, but anyhow. So that's the kind of easy one where I'm going to be starting that up. And then the hard run I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Ramley run. And for those of you who don't know what Ramleys are, let me get a picture up here for you guys. Because I don't know if Eric knows what a Ramley is. He might. But I do have some of those already. And then I'll answer your question, Spellman. I just have to find the pictures of Ramleys. So these are Ramleys. forget off the top of my head what year these are, but T204s is their nomenclature. They're gold embossed cards. So all this filigree work, this border, is actually embossed into the card. They're just gorgeous. They're just gorgeous cards. Very tough to find in good condition. I bought this at Nationals a long time ago for a freaking steal. So on the back there you can see the embossing. Yeah, Turkish cigarette cards. Very cool set. Very difficult set. Let me see here. I should know the year that is. 224 Ramley. It would be funny if it was 1914. They're 1909. 1909. Yeah, 10 smokes for 10 cents. A penny smoke. Yeah, they're beautiful. They're beautiful cards. The picture doesn't do them justice. So I have a handful of those that I've picked up over the years. But if I remember right, the Cubs run in those, like the Cubs run, the Fatima is only 8 cards. But I want to say the Ramley run for Cubs is like 23, so it'll be a longer run. You definitely see more of them at Nationals and online than you do of the Fatimas, but putting together a set will take some time. Because again, there are some common Cubs players that nobody had graded or whatever. So, but you've got Mordecai Brown, Chance, Tinker, all the big guys for the 1909 year. So yeah. So that's what's going on, guys. So what are we going to break here? We got first person spend $200. Well, anybody who buys every $200 you spend, you get 19 Toss Baseball set break spot. I got Holiday 25 mega for both baseball and basketball. I've got basketball regular megas. I've got series, not series, 2025 update hobby boxes. I got the 81 football rack pack by the pack, 77 cloth, all sorts of good stuff to get opened. SMS are still on eBay regarding the 2011 Tools football autos of the Cease players. Nice. It's definitely another one of those. What's the word I'm looking for? Tough sets to put together. Any fully autographed set is tough. Oh, also, besides love of the game, also just a reminder to everyone, the REA auction ends this weekend, too. So if you're interested in anything in the REA auction, take a look. I will point out one item that I will not be bidding on, just because I'm trying to be a very good boy, despite how incredibly tempted I am to bid on it. I'm probably going to regret not bidding on it. I kind of hope it goes for like a crazy stupid amount of money so I don't feel bad about not bidding on it. Let me pull it up here so you guys can see. You'll understand when you see it why I should have this. But I think it's going to go for a crazy amount of money. It is this 1975 mini uncut sheet. I don't think I've ever seen a mini uncut sheet before. I've seen lots of the 75 regular uncut sheets, The current bid's $800, which I think isn't a bad price for it. It does have a little condition issues with it here or there, but it does include Schmitty, a lube rock, highlights. There's another kind of hard card to fit here. K-Line's a hard card to get and well centered, even though it's not out the edge for whatever reason. But like this is why Mike Schmidt's always a tough card to get centered, because it's a border card. There's somebody else on here that was notable. I can't remember. Dave Parker card and Jim Hunt, Catfish Hunter are both very hard cards to get centered for some reason. And then the bottom corner of this is pretty messed up. But yeah, I might throw a bit in there before I leave for vacation, just to try. But Eric, if you want to see 75 minis that aren't cockeyed, I'll be happy to show you my collection. So to parlay to answer the question that Spelly had before, I'm down to only 13 cards left in my 1975 mini high grade set, which currently has like 250 PSA 9s in it, 400 or so PSA 8s, and like 40 10s. I am still number 11 on the registry. I think I'll squeeze it to 10th place when I finish, as long as the rest of the cards I still get in 8s. Which is probably what I'm up getting is 8s in them, because the ones I have left are exceptionally low population in any grade, really. The corner cards are always the biggest pains in the ass to find them in, because yeah, that is very true. My Thanksgiving was good, spent a couple days up north with the Pops. Hung out, played Scrabble. Unfortunately, I lost Scrabble this year, which is unusual. To clarify, I lost against my stepmother. We're the two competitive ones when it comes to Scrabble. Dad plays; he's just not as good as Becky and I, but he does good. Does okay. Yeah, we had lots of turkey and the trimmings, and what else did we do? Just kind of hung out, spent some family time together. Decorated the tree. What about you guys? Do you guys all have a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend? Pete the Pug doing all right? Pete the Pug's doing all right. I'll see Pete on Friday and then again on Monday, because I'm dropping off Aura there for my vacation. So he'll be spending the entire long weekend with Pete the Pug and Ruby the Rhodesian Redback. Did you hear Pete the Pug? Yeah. At the ungodly hour of like 4 a.m. I think flight's at 6 a.m. Yeah, flight's at 6 a.m. In order for us to get to LAX and then down to the port. So this year for my my birthday, which obviously most of you guys know was in September, my friend and I decided to do instead of doing Vegas. We decided we were going to do a cruise, so we're going to do a short cruise out of LA. Amazingly cheap. Between the airfare, the cruise itself, the alcohol package, it's like just as much, might be a little bit more, not much more, than the hotel. So for 3 nights is just as much as just the hotel alone would have been in Vegas for one of us. So it was a cheaper alternative, significantly cheaper alternative, because all the food's enclosed. Don't see the 84 football or the cloth on the site. Was it doing a horrible job checking earlier? 1977. Topps cloth baseball personal breaks. This is active. Let me double check. Double check. Oh, sweet. Well, I rant enough about our website sucking. There are issues. Okay. So that should show up here in a moment. Let me check 84 too. By 84. Topps football. That says active too. Somebody hit that button. Okay, let me check those. Should be showing up on the site now. 1977. Okay, the cloth pack shows up. And because usually when it shows active on the site, that means it's on the site. But there's a button that hides it on the site that somebody's clicking. Okay, so they're both on the site. There's 77 and the 84 there for you. I appreciate it, Eric, for letting me know. So I'm really said not to try deep frying the turkey this year. I don't think I've ever had deep fried turkey. I've had smoked, roasted, barbecued. I don't think I've ever had fried. Yeah, this year we did not necessarily my personal preference, but I don't do the cooking. We did some just turkey breasts, some really small breasts, but really good. What was nice about it is that it didn't take all day to cook, so it's a lot easier to prep too. Just the breast. And I personally am a traditionalist. I like to cook the whole bird. Mostly because I like the drumsticks and dark meat. But we did also, I haven't gone to the Costco in my area, but I saw at the Costco up there, they had root vegetables, like a mix of root vegetables, all sorts of different, obviously, root vegetables. So actually a really good mix of stuff. It turned out really nice. Could use a little more seasoning. But it was really good. It's good when you know chef can test that. Oh yeah, I mean I think we've all probably seen YouTube videos of grease fires from people doing the doing the fried turkey out on their patio wood porches with too much oil or frozen turkey or whatever. All right, yeah, Eric got one hell of a little variety pack here. I like it. All right, which 84 do you want, Eric? Top, bottom, or middle? Cloths. I've got 4 here. You bought 2, so which 2 do you want? The 83. Which one do you want, top or bottom? 82 Fleer. Yes, I've got 82 Fleer, top, bottom, or middle. You want tops across the tops. Okay. And then which cello pack do you not want? Not really a top, bottom, middle here. Which one do you not want? 18-pound Australian. Oh, man. You do not want the right pack. Okay. Are you sure you don't want the right pack? There. I'll do that before I forget. Okay, there are those two. This is the pack you do not want. Okay, so 84 football. Do these in this order. 84 football. 83 football. Okay, so that's that. 82. And then two of these guys. Right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's right. Okay. Let's save the cloth for last. Start here. You're heading to Michigan for a few weeks. On the 13th, gonna spend Christmas with the family as usual. Alright. Are you coming back before or after the New Year? You know, we gotta keep tabs on you because we worry about you when you're not on. Yeah, when any one of you guys like suddenly, you know, if you're here like a lot, and then all of a sudden you're not here, we worry. We do actually worry. I'll reach out to Sam and be like, hey, have you seen, you know, Eric on your show? And somehow make him angry, or is he on vacation? Or I think Spellman left once without telling us, and everyone's worried. Spellman's here like all the time. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Nikila. The North doesn't know either. All right, 83 Tops football, Marquise Allen. Let's get him into existence here. All right. Mr. Septon, Riggs, Lofton, Rod Perry, Ken Anderson, Chris Barr. That's a little off center. Oh, Franco Harris sticker. Actually, that Franco Harris sticker is like really well centered for sticker. It's not perfect, but what's up, Grandpa? That's a really nice looking Franco. Nice, yeah, pretty well centered. Yeah, I don't know what the printing process was Topps used, and for their stickers, but across all product lines, their stickers are always super awesome. All right, Darrell Ray, Ricky Watts, and James Wilder. The Cardinals team leaders with Otis Anderson on top. Got the Redskins NXT champions. The Jets, McNeil and Art Still. Riggins and Lofton are Hall of Famers. Thank you. Take a second look at those guys. So every once in a while, we'll see. I thought I saw Nikila here the other day. Riggins actually not too badly centered. Without taking closer inspection, it's outside shot out of 9, but probably a solid 8 centering. That one's probably a 7 or 8. How far off? It's north here. Yes, sir, Mr. Grandpa. Let me finish getting through this. Put this over here. So, let me get back to the main site. So, yeah, so I've got... The only leaf I've got is 90. The other ones I've got are just straight up Donruss. And then, yes, it is for sale. Just head to vintagebreaks.com. Should be able to get you a link here real quick, actually, for that. Alright, so there's a link to the 90 Leaf product on the site. Feel free to browse around to see what else we have on offer there as well. We do break from 3 different locations. Well, yeah, 3 different locations? Yeah, still 3 different locations. 4 different locations, whatever. And we all have slightly different inventories. What you see on my screen is what I have here locally. I'm located out in Arizona. Our main breaking studio is actually in New Jersey, and they have a lot of stuff. To see on the website, and it's not on my desk, I don't have it, but they'll break it for you tomorrow. Sweet Spelling, appreciate the backup. Alright, let's head to 1984 next. Get this set up. See if we can pull ourselves Mr. El Way or Marino. I somehow managed to screw that up. Oh, that's what's happening. There we go. Alright, 1984. Marino and Elway. Or just really well-centered cards. All right. Baggio. A little supply run at the LCS. Nice. Galt. It's always good to support your local LCSs. Drew Pearson. Danny Walters. Man, I hope the center improves here. Mr. Stark. Send that into top. See if you can win a Super Bowl trip. Pat Ryan. Not the quarterback we are looking for. Dwayne Board. The Chargers. Team leader featuring Mr. Winslow. Chip Banks. Lowry. Steve Largent, instant replay. It's actually pretty decently centered. Dwight Clark. Bengals team leaders featuring Chris Collinsworth. Tim Lewis and Herbert Oliver. Unfortunately, none of the big guys. Well, I use card savers badly for grading submission, Charles. Yeah, Chris, if you lived in the States, I'd hook you up with a good deal. Because I do have a lot of them. Because I buy a big bulk, but... Alright, let's go to the 81 solo packs. Maybe somebody will show up with the 81 packs for us. I mean, we're due for Montana. We are really due for Montana is what's happening here. Hold on a second. All right. All right, Mr. Jones. Muncie, Jefferson, Johnson, and Edwards are the team leaders. Holloway. Ed Murray and John Smith. Charles Alexander. Robert Brazil. Nice giant slab of gum. Darrell Ray. Harry Carson. Theo Bell. Wes Chandler. Al Baker and Gary Johnson. And Mike Thomas. Come on, guys. Let's get something for Eric. Right, pack number 2. How about Leroy Selman Magnet? We've got another team leaders here with a Wilbur, Art Monk, Bacon, and Parrish. Scum slash uses a couple more. Some of them could be for sure. Bergie. Joe Washington. Jeff Nixon. Charlie Joyner Super Action. Yeah, that's off center. Harper, Castano, Durking, and Ken. I'm not going to even try to pronounce his last name. Reese McCall. Ray Griffin. John James, Don McCauley, Curtis Dickey, and the AFC Championship Raiders 34, Chargers 27. What's to the left of the Leaf packs? So to the left of the Leaf packs, I have 94 Upper Deck and 93 Bowman Baseball. So you've got Jeter and Rodriguez. Oh yeah, I was going to go back and pull those. Yeah, also it looks like there's a roller ding. Come on, focus. Well, it's already focused, it's not showing up. There's a roller ding right there. Joyner. Resume Carson. I appreciate you guys helping me out with the Hall of Famers. Football is not my cup of tea. Although I do love me some football. Speaking of football, Sam and I have made the Vintage Breaks Fantasy Football Playoffs. So that's very exciting. I do have to give most of the credit to Sam. He was making some good speculations on picking up people off the waiver wires. Hey, what's up, Mr. Kukaba? It's been a hot minute. Hope you were doing well. Maybe Ripken will be in this pack. Gotta hit somebody on all these. The Giants. Leonard. Kind of weird print line across him. Venezuela and Carter. Ron Rick. Sakata. Terra. Bonazard. The perfect game with Barker and Diaz. Hey, that's a nice one with Mr. Schmitty, Smith, and Carlton all in the same card. It's pretty well centered. Maybe a little bit off. Definitely a great little trio from Phillies past. Mr. Wise, Splitteroff, Yeah, I wonder if he threw the splitter a lot. Frank White, Esselstein, Bittner, Stewart, Eckerson. All right. All right. The cloth packs will save us. We're going to hit the PSA 11 Nolan Ryan. Electric, did that work? Did you place an order? Give me a second here and I can see if it went through. I haven't seen an order come through on my end, Mr. Electric. Mr. Flores, the PSA 11 Nolan Ryan 77 cloth is just an inside joke here at Vintage Breaks. We've had for several years since we've been breaking these. Alright. You'll take more birds. Alright. Alright, we're off to a good start here. Well, good start with the player, not necessarily for the centering. Well, there's us, Don Sutton. The good news is the gum was on the back, so both cards will be stain free. What do we got for the second one? Carlton. All right. I mean, the centering sucks. But two great players. Two very nice players out of the cloth. This is Sutton and Carlton. That was a great pack. Yeah, very sucky centers. All right, the second one here. Who we got on top here? Alright. Sucky centering again, but the gum was on the back, so two gum-free cards. Vita Blue and Yastrzemski. Alright. Vita's okay. But Yastrzemski's pretty nice. Unfortunately, no chance that PSA 11's out of any of these. But 3 of the 4, I think Vita Blue's underrated, but 3 of the 4, definite nice ones. PSA minus 11. Alright. Eric, since I feel kind of bad since you got some bums in here, I'm going to get you a briefcase. Let me get the site up for the briefcase and see what numbers are available. There's the case page. All right, Eric, you actually have the only case right now with number 8, so all the other ones are available. It's all lagged out, says I bought 2. All right, Mr. Grandpa, give me just a minute here to get this case assigned to Eric, and I'll take a look for you. And yes, Chris Brown, they did not make an O-Pee-Chee version of cloth. All right, Mr. Grandpa. Here, just let me know which briefcase number you would like. Triple 252. Instead of cloth, I call it rags. Off on the west side, that's right. Panini cloth is brawny. Are you at case number 13? Gotcha. Yes, also welcome to the Break Selector Group. Where'd you hear about us from? Or did we come up on your suggested list? Or... And then also the obligatory, what team do you root for? And what do you collect? Me personally, I'm a vintage baseball card collector. You can see a little bit from, well, not very much from my background, but what you see, I'm a huge Cubs fan. Well, you can't even see my shirt. I'm even wearing my Cubs polo today. I collect vintage, primarily Hall of Famers, player runs, and then I do pre-war Cubs runs. I was feeling nostalgic, browsing Marketplace, wanted to open some packs. Don't have any sports card-wise in files for me. Okay, cool. Yeah, we've got a couple vintage breakers here that live kind of far from sports card shops. They live near a sports card shop that doesn't really carry anything nostalgic. Ripken fan? Haven't collected 25 plus years. Okay. Welcome back into the hobby. Let's see. I haven't seen the order go through here. Let me check the cart situation here. Sometimes things get hung up. See an order there. See if I can check carts here. Nothing recently. Washington State. PayPal tipped $1. A half hour away from the baseball card. Yeah, Brian's lucky there being close to the baseball card exchange. Let's see here. Drafts. Huh. Looking at new customer signups here, so I can try to find your order this way. Mr. Grandpa, does your email address involve an insurance company? Yes. Okay. Found your account. Yeah, it doesn't show anything ordered yet. Sometimes new customers first purchase takes a little while for the umpteen stupid fraud protection things to come through. So let's give it a few minutes here. And then we, while we're waiting, let me catch up on my paperwork here. Because I forgot to finish giving Eric his briefcase. Jarvie, case number 13. That should be signed now. In the meantime, I don't have access, because I just have access to the back-end sales thing that tells me when sales go through. Let me see if somebody else is on that has access to the PayPal. Let's see if one of the other guys has got access to that can help us out a little bit. Check. There's one other place I can check in this. See if it shows up through the system. No, not yet. Okay. And then I also need to check. Change this over here. So Eric gets 3 spots in the 10 at 150, 1 spot in the 10 at 500, and 2 spots in the 10 at 250. This update here. Since I gave you a case straight up, we'll still set the cases at 10 left. So we should have 4 left here. 4 left here. And 8 left here. And those will continue to carry over. Alright, Grandpa. No problem. You call me Sir Charles or Mr. Charlie G. Actually, it would be confusing because we used to have a breaker here named Monty, and we'd always call him Grandpa. So, Monty doesn't break anymore for us, so there'll be no confusion moving forward. Of course, we're gonna stuff. See if they have any 71 Peachy baseball rack packs or supermarket cello packs, Brian. If so, oh, 71 Peachy. Man. Talk about the hard of the hard to get high grade in. Okay, it might be hung up then. If the bank's showing pending. And that does happen from time to time with new customers that use PayPal. sometimes it'll take a day to process, unfortunately. But welcome to the show. Like to hang out, especially on the West here. We're pretty casual, much more laid back than the other shows. We do tend to talk about a lot of weird things out here that are not sports card related. But we're definitely a chill group. I mean, I just break once a week. It's just something I do for fun. What, Steven Garrett? What's up, my friend? It has been a hot minute. How are things back in Tennessee? Glenn from... I'm still chasing that 71 Peachy Banks. Me and the guy have talked back and forth about offers, and we haven't quite come to a deal yet. Steven, let me pull this back up for you, brother, because you've been around long enough. You know my plight. This last weekend, Steve, I acquired my white whale, the 1914 Fatima Wildfire Schultz. It'll complete my 1914 Cubs run for Fatima. That's right there. It's been 7 years I've been searching this card. This is only the second example I've ever seen come up available. There are only 12 graded examples between SGC and PSA, making it twice as hard to find than the T206 Honus Wagner. There are 28, actually, Honus Wagners between PSA and SGC. Thankfully, this is nowhere near the price tag of a Honus Wagner. But 7 years, second example I've seen come up, and I got it. I kind of like that it's well-loved and in rough shape, because it's been a long journey to get me one, and that doesn't bother me at all. Paid up for it, but I love it, and I love the fact I've finished the set. So hopefully or the Cubs run, I should say. So that's just going to show up next week. Oh, here we we're gonna have another Grandpa Stephen G. Fantastic! Congratulations, Stephen. That's right, white whale. It's graded. I don't know if the guy's taken it off of eBay or not. Let's see. Yeah, it's a 7. Still has it for $1,400 out there. Is to find a 71 Banks in higher grade 7+, difficult to begin with, but an O-Pee-Chee in 7+, very, very tough. So I think I made him a fair offer. He seems to want a little bit more. I'm not in a hurry. Yeah, Again, keep in mind, this is the O-Pee-Chee version, which, slightly different card stock, exceptionally fragile, and as we all know, O-Pee-Chee cards are always off-center. So this one's, it's an old grade, but it looks really nice. It's got that corner, and this little bit on this corner, maybe this edge. is what's holding back the grade. But it's a fine example. So yeah, as you guys know, I'm trying to, in between other purchases and stuff, I'm filling in all the quote-unquote oddball Banks cards in my collection. So that's the O-Pee-Chee run is obviously on my list, as well as the Venezuelan list. Because I am a glutton for punishment, and I'm looking for all the very tough, difficult cards out there. Yeah, Chris, now I'll definitely be celebrating. I'm still coming down from the high of getting my white whale Fatima that I've been desperately hunting for 7 years. Nice, Brian. Brian, well, I mean, you live in Chicago, so you got plenty of time, but you only have 238 days to play and commit to coming to the Nationals next year. It's always super fun to see you guys. I know this last year, Brian, I didn't get to talk to you very long. I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but I know I was only able to say hi. Yeah, I think it's a Topps Chrome Black is what you've got, if I remember right. I'm still currently trying to be a good boy and only collect vintage cards, not any of the newer stuff. There's so much old stuff I want. I think that'll keep me busy. Alright, now we're waiting for Grandpa's card to come through between PayPal and the bank. Do we have anybody else that wants to get in on the action? Actually, I gotta give Eric his spots in 1962. I forgot about that. 1960 set break. Remember, if you spend $200, you'll get a spot in the 60 set break, and if you spend $400, you'll get 2. Okay, 2 spots for Eric. Yes, it will include food issue cards, although I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Besides Bazooka, and Kellogg's. Yeah, like the Jell-O and Post cereal ones, the Post ones I don't yeah, those two. But yeah, there aren't very many food issue banks. And I do have one of the Bazookas, and I've got the Kellogg's card. I do have the Kellogg's and a PSA 10. Very happy to have that. Hostess, yeah, there are some hostesses. Yeah, there's a pretty wild. Give me a second here. So yeah, so I don't have this on my registry on PSA, but there's a what they call the Ernie Banks Master Set that consists of 210 cards, which, well, you can't see that part of the screen, but it's 210 cards. I have roughly 60 of those cards in my current collection. So yeah, there's the exhibits, Wilson advertising staff photos. I think I've seen those once. The Star photo packs. I have I actually have that. It's just not a registry. The typical Banks cards. Banks card. This is a card I'm still looking for, actually, for my run. Some more exhibits. So they break out all the different Banks exhibits cards. The Gould All-Stars Banks. The Double Headers Banks. Which is another card I don't have that I'm looking for. This 56 Pins Banks is damn near impossible to find. This one comes up quite often, the Yellow Base Path one. I don't have it, but that does come up often. Regular cards. J Publishing Photos. I have one of those. I don't have both. Armor coins. I do have 3 of the 4 armor coins. No, I've got... Sorry, I've got 4 of the 5 armor coins. I know I was missing one. I'm missing the red one. But they don't break it out by color. The Bazooka Hand Cut. Home Run Derby. Dad's Cookies exhibit. That's a really hard one to find. Another multiplayer card. I thought I had that card. Venezuelan. The Other Year of Armor's Cookies, which I can't... Armor coins. Then they do things like this. So you have the Bazooka Hand Cut. Then you've got the Bazooka panel that includes Banks, Daily, and Moon. And then you have the complete box. So you gotta have all those. The new card Highlights, which I have at a 10. The OPG Tattoos, which I'm trying to find, but I just don't have. Venezuelan ones, I'm slowly picking those up. More Bazooka. Again, hand caught, and then the whole panel. I don't know if I've ever seen this. The 96 baseball player keychain insert. Yeah, post serials. Rub-offs. But yeah, the list goes on. The Jello, Bazookas. Then there's the post-Canadian and the regular post serials. Then the Salida coins, which I've got one of these versions of the Salida coins. Stamps are tough to find. I've only got a handful of those. More Jay's Publishings. I can't see the chat, so I'm just rambling on here. Jello, post serials. The Junket coins, I've got one of those. Yeah, just a ton of Coca-Cola ones. But of the sets I've got, I'm currently trying to complete, I've got the Ernie Banks basic set. The only card I'm missing is the 55 Bowman, which I would love to find in a high grade. And then the master set's kind of more what I'm going for right now. But I'm only about halfway, just a little over halfway there. Let me catch back up with the chat. I'm still waiting for 68 Ernie Banks that you guys sent out about a couple months ago. Yeah, that's going to take a while because PSA is super slow with vintage, like super crazy slow with vintage. I sent in some a month ago. I'm personally not expecting to see it back till June of next year. It also makes me wonder what those Jordan cards that came out in packages of Hanes during COVID that people went batshit over these days. I'm not familiar with those Jordans that you're talking about. I am not familiar with the Hanes Jordans. Yeah, post a link. The 1819 Fleer Jordan cards came out in packages of Hanes that year. Really? Yes, I do have a 68 Banks. That's a PSA 8. Alright, guys, I need to use the restroom and refill my water. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. All right. I have returned. Also, Mr. Grandpa, I still haven't seen the order go through. It hasn't showed up on either one of my things. Please reach out to... Nobody's responded to me on my phone via the text message, which actually doesn't surprise me because all those people are families and stuff and off doing other things. But if you call the store, also I'm Sir Charlie G down there, so if you call the store tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, after 10 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow, they can assist you to... Somebody can look at the back end and see the PayPal transaction, see if maybe it was declined or what. It does happen sometimes with new customers for some reason with PayPal. Yeah, I wish I could do something about it, but I don't have access to that level of financial information. Above my pay grade. Okay, so tomorrow. What's my schedule tomorrow look like? Oh, gosh. Oh, you try using Venmo for vintage breaks or for just like a transaction between you and a friend? I didn't realize we took Venmo. They don't tell me nothing. I just work here. Kind of work. Venmo's jacked up today. Oh, Venmo's down or something today. I've got one friend that has Venmo, and otherwise I use Zelle. It's usually my preferred method to transfer cash amongst friends. All right, let's see here. Hi, Oreo, you little baby. Okay. The next person to spend... Okay, this is from me to you. I bought a case of 22 Heritage High Number for myself for my breaking pleasure, and I've been slowly going through the case. The next person to spend at least $50 will get two things from me to you. A Jim Palmer sticker and a Nolan Ryan oversized. The next person spent at least $50. Is first come, first serve. I do not have any extra backups or anything else to give you. So yeah, first person to make a $50 purchase. We'll get both of these. Alright, guys, what's going on? Talk to me. Anybody played anything great for Christmas? Alright. Who is going to take advantage of the $50 special? I think while we're waiting for the next purchase, I'm going to break for myself a 2022 Heritage box. A Rizzo topper. We'll toss in the Rizzo in the $50 purchase as well. '22 is still one of those, a reasonable year to buy price-wise with lots of good rookies in this class. Names, but we'll flip through these. What's nice about the Heritage is that if it's short print, they write it along the edge of the baseball here, so it is easy to see, which I love. So far, the biggest hit I've got out of here is a Soto Auto Redemption, which got extended, so I'll have to put in for that with top. So I was just going to wait until I finish breaking the case before I put them all in. Assuming I get more. The other autos I've gotten have been nothing to speak of. Cutchin, Uriel Bomb, Heater. Kikuchi. Definitely love the Heritage cards. They feel like vintage baseball cards. Of course, I love the throwback designs. Altuve's Grand Slam walk-off. So far, I've broken half the case, and I've only gotten one variation card. I got a black and white. This is my personal case, Mr. Spellman. I'm just breaking this for myself. I had the itch to buy something for myself to break, so I bought a case during Black Friday from Blowout. Had a pretty decent deal. Hey, what's up, Mr. Bob? So since nobody's buying anything for me to break, I'll break a little something for myself. But yeah, I think 22 is a good value if you want to, have at least a reasonable chance of getting your money back. You also don't get hammered too hard for the price. Unlike a lot of other recent years. Of course, so far we're kind of striking out here, man. I haven't seen any of the big rookies. Mountcastle's second year. Typically get the one chrome numbered card and just the one auto or relic. So far I'm batting 50-50 with autos versus relics. Pena. I remember when Pena was like hot for a hot minute? Now not so much. So anybody doing anything for Christmas? We know that Mr. Spellman's going to be headed to Michigan for family for Christmas. CJ Abrams. There we go. There's Julio Rodriguez. Ozzy Albies. Yes, I thought that was a variation. So that is a image variation of Ozzy. Nice. 2 good cards in that pack. There's Luis Lopez. Image variation. Protected. Nice one there. But yeah, I like. That's how all cards should be marked, with the variations of whatever. A nice, clear, big image, not in the tiny numerics at the bottom. Hey, it's Mr. Kamikaze. How you doing tonight? Grandpa, somebody got back to me that has access to our PayPal. Using your last name that was associated with that email address, our PayPal does not show any transactions pending or declined from your name. So I'm not sure what happened, but definitely did not go through. If you do, again, please reach out to the north at that number I gave you tomorrow after 10 o'clock if your bank shows it going all the way through and not just pending. I shared the screenshot that Johnny, who's the guy who checked for me, sent me, but it does reveal your last name, and since you don't have it in your username, I don't want to share that with the public unless you're okay with that. Plus, you're allowed to visit my brothers and all. They're doing Christmas Eve or day. Cool, cool. Yeah, at this moment in time, I'm just planning on taking a couple days personally to head up to Prescott to spend with my dad. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be chilling at the house. We got our Chrome card here, a little Soto action. I'm hoping the auto. So I did get an auto, like I said, it's a redemption. I'm kind of hoping it's this image. Soto has 2 cards here with 2 different images, and I hope it's on this image. There we go, Alec Thomas rookie. These are on a 673. There's Mr. Witto. Rally Hall of Fame, Colin Pizzas. Dale Murphy or Don Manuel. So, because obviously you guys, for the most part, know that I grew up in Georgia, grew up obviously a Cubs fan because that's where my family's from, but because I grew up in Georgia, also Braves fan, especially during the Murphy years. I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Dale Murphy in person. And you know, back when like signing events were like they actually talked to each other. Of course, I was also a child at the time, so you know, so I do fondly remember him being a super nice guy in person. So for my own selfish personal reasons, I would like to see Murphy in there, but I can also understand that Don Mattingly is by the numbers a better baseball player. So I would not be upset either way. I think Dale Murphy's cards and stuff are criminally undervalued. And Mattingly, honestly, you can get for some reasonable prices, too. Also, what's up, Mr. Blevins? Yeah, Lou Whitaker, I would I mean, again, I'm biased. I would love to see Murph in there, but Lou Whitaker would also, I think, be a better candidate. Let's say a Suzuki. Yeah, I'd be ecstatic if Murphy made it in. Feels thick. Of course, you don't want a thick one in this. You want the autograph. Might just be an extra card in here. Yeah, no, it's a good strategy. I mean, both players aren't likely to go down in value, you know, at any time soon. So they're not. I wouldn't say that's a risky purchase. Even if you're buying, you know, PSA 10s, oh, there's Torque. Again, I think they'd be good things to buy. We got a relic. Come on, be an auto relic or one of the star players. Blake Snell. Not the relic player I'm looking for. Here's the name that belongs. Tommy John. Yeah, I can see Tommy John. Steve Kwan. And again, this year's got lots of good rookies. Story. Frankie Suzuki and Montes. Yeah. So a good box. I mean, it's like, I think these boxes work to be like $115 a piece, which this day and age is actually not too bad. And I think every single box I've opened, I've gotten a Quan, a Torque, a Suzuki, a Wito, and a Rodriguez. Obviously, you always get a Chrome in each one, and then an Auto or a Relic. Unfortunately, this particular case, nothing particularly good, but always makes up for it. Obviously, didn't make up the $115 for this box with just those cards, but it's a fun little rip. Definitely enjoy. Double check here. Yeah, so anybody interested, spend $50, you'll get From Me to You, Anthony Rizzo box topper, the Nolan Ryan oversized, the Rizzo's a sticker, and so is the Jim Palmer. Next person to make a $50 or better purchase will get the trio. From Me to You. Yes, I saw the 6/6 cello pack. There are, for those of you who hadn't seen it, I mean, the centering on the top card looks pretty good. It's not obviously not perfect, but it's pretty decent. The centering on the back card is pretty decent too. Again, not perfect, but not bad. Obviously, the Fergie Jenkins is what we're all looking for, which I would love to see us pull a Fergie rookie high grade. Joe Morgan, Stargell, Matthews, Mazeroski are all possible in Series 3. Of course, you never know, just because the top and the bottom card are in Series 3. Tops did all sorts of weird things, but should all be Series 3. Definitely something cool to take a flyer on if you're a gambling man. Let's see what you can get. Yeah, there's only 12 cards in the cello packs. Oh, man, I'm hungry. Oh, that's all right. Had a nice bowl of curry, eggplant curry for dinner, chicken. So good. Although the chef today didn't know what Thai hot meant, so it wasn't as spicy as I normally like it from this place. Yeah, I haven't seen Melch or Craigo on tonight. I don't think I talked to Milch today. Usually Milch and I exchange at least a couple messages a day on Facebook. Maybe I forgot to respond to him. He's upset. Oh, I did. Well, no, he probably isn't, but I did miss a message from him. Yeah, as of 1 o'clock this afternoon Phoenix time, he was okay. He was doing fine. I just didn't respond to him. He sent me a link to an auction of something thought I'd be interested in, and he was correct. Also another auction that I don't check out terribly often, the BBCE. The Baseball Card Exchange has its own auctions now, and I always forget to check. Always some good stuff, yeah, like, you know, I can share with you guys. An 87 Fleer box, 77 Tops rack case sealed, 79 Tops baseball rack case sealed. You can't see on the right, it's a 71 Super box for $12,000. A 72 basketball, 73, 74, 87. A couple singles. Pretty decent price on a PSA 1 Jackie right now. This all ends this weekend. Really good looking Wilt. It's a tough one to find reasonably centered. That's a PSA 8. '64 pack on the right side there. Oh, Peachy Garbage Pail Kids. Yeah, lots of good stuff. We'll know it when we see it for what I bid on. Kind of weird offset on the page there. Pretty good price for a decent looking 53 man. It's way off center both directions, but looks good though. Versus still has a couple days to go. Still has a couple days to go. Good looking grayback mantle. Our site has some formatting issues. '51 redback, unopened. That seems pretty cheap for me for $75 for a PSA 7. Oh, the marbles! It's been forever since we've had a marble pack. Oh, I just screwed up the side. Let's see if I can. 1960 Leaf marble pack. We had several of those back in the day. Actually, back in the day when I was still a customer on VVA, not a breaker for VV. Well, I might have passed it. I should have paid attention to what lot number it was. Oh, I also have a mini cello pack. Oh, with Gary Carter Rookery on top. Yeah, no, I'm not going to bid on that one for $1,000. It's not worth it to me. One of these packs was a 75 mini. Yeah. So 75 mini pack. Is what he linked me to. Oh, some racks, but these are all full size racks. Yeah, BBC always got nice stuff. Always has got nice stuff. Oh, yeah. Alright. Get back to you guys. I seem to recall there was a product. Was somebody who did a pack with a cookie in it? And I don't remember who that was. Hey, what's up, Mr. Perry? I'm not showing that I'm having laggy issues. I've only lost 274 frames for 2.5 hours, so... How are things in Chicagoland? Is it lagging for anyone else, or is it just... Okay, here? Okay, cool. So that just happened. Only for 2 seconds. Okay. All right, guys. Testing, testing. What's up, Mr. Perry? How are you doing? You there, Mr. Perry? Is anybody else on? I don't have any advent calendars. I've got these are mega box. These are the mega boxes. Yeah, same for the basketball one. So I've got 25 holiday baseball and basketball holiday, and then I've got regular basketball mega, and then update hobby boxes. But won't you if I start opening? You're halfway through and set the other half. Yeah, that's kind of a brutal break. Oops. Well, at least it happened to you because we know you're a good customer and understand that mistakes are made. Also, in this case, you didn't realize this was ship sealed. Yeah, I've got 2 Tops Update hobbies here, Mr. Perry. It was a very amusing break. Hey, what's up, Alex? Not too much, hanging out and going through my latest VB shipment. Yeah, it's like Christmas, you know. You get the joy of watching it get broken and open, and then you get to relive it all again when you open up your boxes. I know, Alex, you haven't been around long enough, but many moons ago, because I've been breaking for these guys for almost 5 years now. I used to be a customer, so I know exactly what it's like to get a VB box in the mail. I just recorded my AI avatar for work. It's awful. Sounds like a TikTok video. I believe it was late 2020 was my first break with Vintage Breaks. I started with them in like 2018 as a customer. And then I made the switch to Breaker because I enjoyed the community so much. I wanted to be on the other side of the camera. It definitely came at a good time in my life. It helped me through some really rough times to have you guys around back in late 2020 and especially early 2021. Yeah, can tell. We've seen you around a little bit, Alex. Yeah, no, it's definitely an awesome community. Got something special here. Especially here I know we're all one big company, but I know we're a little different out here west with more personable, I think, and I think we've got a really great community on the West Show. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, only on one day a week, and then especially this time of year, it's tough because you're not on very much. Yeah, I was a pretty big player, I think. But yeah, that's what it's kind of, for me, I stumbled across Vintage Breaks as hey, I started collecting again in the early 2010s. And then I think I was mostly buying off eBay. But I also, when I first came back in the hobby, I was mostly buying vintage. And so I'd be buying packs off of eBay and stuff. And then I stumbled across Vintage Breaks' website, because at the time, back in 2018, back then, 98% of what what Vintage Breaks broke was vintage, but we only broke like 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And sometimes it wouldn't break on Tuesdays because there just wasn't enough product. Because, obviously, fighting, 1966 sealed packs is not, they aren't around everywhere. And so they didn't break very often. And so I got hooked immediately because I'm a gambler at heart. So it was cool. And then, as VB started to expand and needing extra nights, they explored the idea. They started with Gilmore breaking at nights, and then I told them I'd be up for it. So after a little while, we finally decided to start me up out here. Oh, you buy from auction house. It's easy, Spellman. Easy. Yeah, you've been here pretty much every night for 5 years, and I appreciate it, Spellman. We've definitely been through a lot as a community. Helped each other out. And we'll all get through many more years together, I hope. And hang out, getting a little misty-eyed here. And then we can all get together for, hopefully, for many nationals to come. We're growing old together. Oh, man. That's true. That's true. I'm several years older and definitely got a lot less hair than we did when we first started. Yeah, Alex, it'd be great to meet you at Nationals, man. Like, yeah, I mean, I give the speech many times a year, especially, closer to Nationals, man. If you have the time and the ability to just take the time off and go to Nationals and just visit, even if you don't have any money to buy anything, it's just amazing. It is just, especially once in Chicago. If you're going to go to Nationals, for your first Nationals experience, definitely make it a trip when it's in Chicago. It'll be in Chicago in 26, and it'll be in Chicago in 27. And then 28, it's in Detroit. And I personally like Detroit. I think Detroit's a great place. But Nationals has not been to Detroit before, so it'll be a new experience there. Oh man, Alex, you're talking Vegas is my happy place. Post 2020, I haven't gone back as much as I used to, but there was a time in my life not that long ago where I went to Vegas for fun, for gambling, probably 5 to 6 times a year. And also there was an extended period of time with my work. My day job, Alex, I'm an architect, it's my day job. And there was probably 5 years, maybe not 5 years, 4 years, where I did work in the Vegas area. So I was in Vegas once or twice a month minimum for work. I was good, self-control, and didn't usually gamble on the work-related trips, but yeah, I love Vegas. Vegas is awesome. It's my happy place. Oh, sweet. All right. Good, that makes it easy, especially if you get the wife on board. I don't have that problem personally. Yeah, Chicago. Chicago, it's the Donald Stevens Convention Center, which is basically right next to O'Hare. So it's not close to like downtown Chicago, but there's a train station close, so you get into town real easy. Detroit would be nice to your family down there. Yeah. I mean, Detroit has a bad name, and yes, there's bad parts of Detroit. There's bad parts of every city, but I think Detroit's downtown's pretty cool. But and the convention center is nicely placed in downtown with lots of hotels and places to eat nearby. So I think it's going to be an excellent location. Every other month or so, I'd spend a weekend on the strip at staycation and watch and gamble and sports 12 hours a day. 2 or 3 times a week. My biggest trouble buddy just got engaged though, and his fiance. 2 guaranteed trips a year. Yeah, that's kind of what happened with my buddy. Once we got married, we definitely don't go nearly as much as we used to. Wolf's card break. I never heard of Wolf's card breaking. But yeah, there are definitely a lot of decent shows in Vegas. So I usually time my Vegas trips around card shows. Alex, what's your casino of choice and your game of choice? My casino of choice lately, as I've matured, is actually Circa. I used to be a Cosmopolitan person, but I've switched to Circa as my favorite place, specifically for their sportsbook. But my game of choice, personally, is Blackjack. All right, Mr. Perry getting it on some holiday megas. All right, Mr. Perry, also, I don't think you were here when I announced it, but I bought a case of 22 Heritage High Number for myself that I've been breaking, and I was offering up the Nolan Ryan oversized, the Palmer, and the Rizzo stickers to the next person spent $50. So that's you. Austria, Silver, South Point. Yeah, I've stayed at South Point a few times. And at South Point, it's actually surprisingly nice. Yeah, Cosmo. Planet Hollywood also is pretty nice, too. For sure. I don't think I've ever stayed at Paris. Definitely, Paris has got that great brunch place. Can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Definitely, yeah, great brunch there. All right, now that I have a fellow Vegas person in the chat, what's your favorite steakhouse? Or what are your favorite steakhouses in Vegas? What, slots only person? I'll play slots too when I'm having a rough time at the tables. Oh yeah, the beer park's good. The Bellagio one is good, yeah, but I think it's overpriced. Echo and Rig. Is Echo and Rig the second restaurant for Herbs and Rye? That sounds familiar. I've been there before. I've been to both, Herbs and Rye and their sister restaurant. I don't remember. Yeah, the happy hour. The happy hour Herbs and Rye is fantastic. Lately, I've been really enjoying steakhouse-wise. Herbs and Rye is good, but lately I've been Barry's and Oscars. Again, that's the Plaza and Circa. The steakhouse is both of those. Oscars is a little more casual and really good price, I think. Barry's is unless I get them back. I always get them backwards. Barry's is a little bit higher priced, but a really cool vibe. All right, here we go. Mr. Perry's Holiday Box. King A.M. Smith, Job, Bo Bichette, Dansby Swanson, Ramos, Trouty, Sal Frelick, Acuna Matata, Hoppa. It's nice. Little Jackson Holiday in the foil. Oh. Sorry. Oh, yeah, the ornament's stuck in here. Good thing I didn't bend the whole thing in half. Matt Shaw is a good one, too. See, that's why I need adult supervision all the time. I have adult supervision. Casas, Bogarts, Rutschman, Skeens, Rooker, Couchette, Merrill, Burke, Locklear, and Tatis. Oh, Tatis is going to be our image variation with the String of Lights necklace. Not a bad player to get in the variation. We'll check the backs of all the cards after. How close to the mystery case? I believe there's... I gotta switch back to the other. The mystery case is the 10 at 250. There's 4 left. Let me double check to make sure I got that math right. Yeah, four left on that one, Mr. Alex. Ben Rice, Ward, Matthews, Bryant, Seager, Mr. Kwan, Waka, and James Wood, and Salvador Perez. Yeah, I also too. I think he's got great potential. I think he's fitting in well. And again, but yeah, again, we've talked about it before, so it can be again. The Cubs had a great year last year, and definitely a chance for another good year next year. Max Fried in the cookie back. Campbell, Ramirez, Raleigh, Hop, Adams, James Smith, Shoto Imanaga, McCray, and Dylan Cease. Really? I did not know that happened. Of course, I also don't pay attention to baseball in off-season. Kowser, Cruz. We got ourselves... The blue is Marte. The Judge, Marte, Lewis, Rafaela, Arias, Gallon. We got ourselves a relic of Jordan Lawler. Little napkin patch. Not guaranteed, but it's a nice little added bonus to the box. And then a Kikuchi in the foil. Alright, Jace Jung, Vladdy, Bobby Witt, Strider, Alcantara, Lindor, Neto, Brooks Lee, Hayes, and our other blue, Corey Seager. Definitely people out there putting together these blue foil sets. Couple more packs to go. Still waiting to pull a Santa relic. Garcia, Green, Wagner, Vinny P, Duran, De La Cruz, Steer, Kirby, and Darrow. County, Gilbert, Ballestros. Still not entirely sure I'm pronouncing that right. Raffy D, Darvish, Riley, Wells, another cookie card with Couchette to round out the first box. All right, I'd say that was a pretty good first box. Let's open the second one. And this time I'll make sure I get the ornament out before I throw it in the trash can. the one that came out on its own. Another nice ornament, Dylan Cruz. Or is this an image variation ornament since it's got this? I haven't opened enough of these to know if some of them just happen to have Santa gear on or not. Actually, I guess we can check the number. 561. Yeah, 561. 561. Okay, so it's not like an image variation or anything. Ramos, Cassis, Bogarts, Rushman, Skeens, Chapman, Lupal, Castillo, Martinez, and Gilbert. Ow. My back has been bothering me the last couple of days. I'm getting old. Ward, Matthews, Bryant, Jung, Altuve, Barker, Shohei, and a cookie of Mr. Holiday. It's not too bad to get one. Mr. Seager, Zano, Perdomo, Perez, Kikuchi, Michael Harris, Yelly, Matt Shaw, DeLauder, and Austin Hayes. Marcel Mayer, Campbell, Ramirez, Raleigh, Happ, Kurtz, De La Cruz, Helsley, Stier, and we've got our Jacob Wilson in the elf hat. It is a rookie. I'm not familiar with Jacob Wilson. But it is also a third baseman for the A's. Yeah. Got your beat with back issue shows every other week for the past 6 weeks, 6 hours of show. These times I'll be able to stand it straight. Yeah, at least like my job has a nice kind of combination of being at a desk and being out in the field, like walking around and doing stuff. So there we go. That's cool. Balestros. Before. Yeah, so I slept funny or did something weird. Maybe it's last weekend and just something's not right up in the shoulder area. But it'll work itself out. Oh, there we go. Paul Skeens, cookie back. Rafaela. Arias, Jung, Vladdy Guerra, Bobby Witt, Harper, Crochet, Merrill, Burke, and Sagassi by Steros. Yeah, this might be a pinched nerve or something. I put a heating pad on it, it gets better, so. Mr. Quan, Walker, and Spencer last name, not pronounced. By Steros. Oh, we got another relic. Are relics guaranteed in these boxes? No, I don't see anything that says box doesn't say you're guaranteed, but we definitely hit back to back. J-Dom, Malloy, Carter, Reagans, James Wood, and Christian Campbell. Still a napkin. Anybody know if I don't I don't think I've pulled relics out of all these boxes. Is it guaranteed? Mr. Baldwin. Actually, I just realized what it is. It probably happened when I was sleeping at my dad's place, sleeping in a different bed. I probably slept on it funny. That's exactly what happened. Saki, Shohei, Mookie Betts, Albies, Norby, Free, Guerrero, Albie, and Trey Sweeney Blues. The last card in the second box. Mr. Perry, I appreciate you taking a shot at that. Unfortunately, it didn't really hit anything crazy. I'll get you another card saver 4 for these guys. So we're going to put both of them in the same card saver. A little dusty on this one, but they're both in that card saver. Plus, you've got all your bonus oversized. The Baldwin, sure. You guys always know I'm happy to card save up whatever you want, or penny sleeve up whatever you want. Oh, that's right, he was working there. All right. I don't remember you answered the question, but how are things in Chicagoland, Mr. Perry? How are you doing? How you doing? How's Lily doing? How's your Thanksgiving? All the questions. Put you on the spot. Downy? Or snowy, maybe? I know Eric Jarvie said he had like 4.5 feet of snow. I can't remember the other person said they had. I think it was Chris Brown that said he had like 3 feet of snow. That's true. 11 inches on Saturday. Those are rookie numbers. Rookie numbers compared to our boy Eric up in the UP. Still an awful lot of snow. Still exactly 11 inches more snow than I would be willing to deal with. Let's see. Triple 254, 2225. Yeah, like it. What I said earlier, I think we need all. Actually, not we, because I'm not part of this group, but the vintage breakers that all live in cold, snowy parts of the world should all group together and buy a one big house out here in Arizona or some other southwest locale to summer or to winter in, so you guys can get a break from the snow. My two-bedroom townhouse is not quite large enough to accommodate a VB slumber party. Airbnb. Yeah, actually, that'd be kind of cool. Then you wouldn't have to have the financial commitment of owning a place, and you could change the location every year. That's a good idea, Mr. Brown. I just have to get a bunch of the other VBers to agree to this communal winter homing. Yeah, I'm going to get your spot. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm thinking a lot of people like that. Of course, yeah. I mean, I personally do not like living. Well, I've never lived in the snow, but I personally would not like to live in the snow. But I know some of you guys do like the snow, so it's okay. Alright, so that. So one of those. $2 baseball, we sold one of those, right? Yeah. Okay, I see what happened. Yeah, definitely gets old. I mean, like, I don't mind visiting snow, because I can enjoy it from afar, and I don't have to clean after it. I don't have to drive in it. I definitely wouldn't want to deal with it on a regular basis. I know I've said the story many times back when I was back at my previous firm. I did a project on the west side of Denver. And super bad weather. One time I had to go out there and damn near wrecked the rental car multiple times. Damn near wrecked it when I first was trying to get out of the parking lot of the rental car place. But damn near wrecked it many other times during that trip because it was really bad weather. I just have to deal with living in an easy bake oven during the summers. Alright guys, since I was on early today, I'm going to probably hop off a little early tonight. So we're going to go to 9:30 my time, but 11:30 on the big clock underneath my head. So another 15 minutes to go in the show before I give away 2 briefcases. If somebody wants to make a last minute purchase, I've got an $82 pack here. For the next person that spends... Well, add it on top of if you spend $200. So you spend $200, you get a 1960 top space with Sunbreak spot, plus you'll get a $82 back. We'll go Ripken hunting for you. Or the chicken. Get the chicken rookie or the Ripken rookie. I meant to ask you, Charles, did you get a chance to speak to Roger? No, I haven't talked to Roger. No, he was all kinds of cagey about wanting me to send a list of what I wanted, and I'm like, I just wanted a list of what you have. Okay, that'd be great, yeah. Wow. Oh, man. I'm starting to fade here, guys. Few more minutes here, guys. Somebody wants to make a purchase. Oh man, I've got it hidden over here, but yeah, it's not moving. Yeah, I'll be back on next Wednesday night, same time, same channel. Excuse me. Thanks, Spellman. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. Yeah, maybe we'll talk to Sam and John next week, see if we can do something for it for Christmas. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and do the briefcases. This up here. So it looks like we got Eric Jarvie's only participant today. He's got 2 cases. Let's see what Eric's going to get today. 8 and 13. Hopefully we see a red. Not 2 whites. That's points at a hoop set break spot. And 13. Let's see some color. Alright, we got blue. Better than 2 whites. 78 baseball set spot and 2,500 points. Alright. Get this out. Alright, guys. I will be back on next Wednesday, 9 p.m. And till midnight-ish. Everybody have a wonderful week. Be kind to everybody, and we'll talk to you later. Good night, guys.